All right, so this part is the absolute game changer. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and I'm going to be looking at this quite interesting kit from Bandai. So this is from the Figure-rise Labo range. So Labo is one of their newer series of, it's pretty much figures at the moment. So they started off with one particular figure last year maybe, or the year before. And the idea was it was incorporating new technology in getting a more realistic finish into the molded plastic parts without the need for paint. And basically what they've done here is they've taken that technology and they've been able to work it so that it looks absolutely amazing. Now I'll get into that when I open up the box, but what we have here is we have Asuka Langley from the Evangelion series. Now this is from the 2.0, which is a newer reboot. And it's a very large figure, quite an interesting pose. It's a classical anime female pose. And she's wearing her plug suit, which is a very tight-fitting bodysuit, which she would normally be wearing just before she enters those big Evangelion fighting suits. All right, so let's have a closer look inside, and we'll look at the most interesting part, which is right on the top here. All right, so this part is the absolute game changer. Okay, so this is the transparent plug suit parts, which you'll see in the photo, which you can still see contours of her body. The clever part about this is the multi-injection. So what they've done is they've used a single mold. They've molded the flesh colors first, so that acts as the base, and then the yellow parts have been molded, and then it's been finally layered with the transparent red, or orange I should say. Okay, so depending on how thick the layers of the orange were, it gives that varying depth effect. So it's like how the fabric has stretched over the skin, so you can actually see the contours of the body. So you'll probably be able to make out all of the main parts. Okay, so obviously you got the front here, so you have her chest and her abdomen right there. You can already see all the differing tones, and it's a very smooth tones too. So if you were to try to achieve this in paint, that means you'll have to use different colors or tones of the clear, and then build it up in layers so it doesn't overtake the base color. But this is looking already very, very, I guess, realistic. Okay, so you got your front here, you got the back side there. You can just see a bit of a butt, and then you've got the arms. So you see the bend there because she's lifting up her arms, holding up her hair. And then you've got these sections here, which is the sides of her body. And it's also noticeable here, you'll see that all the gates is actually undergated. So even if you weren't the, I guess, the most adept at cutting cleanly, if you just cut it close enough, it'll be fine. So even if you lose a little bit of material, doesn't matter, it'll be hidden when you put this all together. Okay, so that's the most interesting part there, but the rest of it is good too. All right, so this one here, this demonstrates the classical multicolor injecting from Bandai. So you can see how the red would have been done first, as the majority of it, and then a section of the mold would have been changed so you can do all the different colors. And basically what this allows is a very nice finished effect without the need for paint. So you can see the green here, it's got all the very small plug bits in it. So if they didn't do this, you'll have to paint all those individually, and quite a few people don't have the ability to paint that small. So it helps a lot. You got this nice transparent blue base, and then there's all these red components here for highlighting the suit. Okay, so from here we move into this part here. So this part is just the hair. So as you can see, just the hair itself is quite complicated. They've been able to mold all this together so you got a really natural flowing effect. It's quite impressive really. So when you see this particular part here, this is the main part which is going to support the head. Okay, so you got this section here. This is probably going to be the face plate. Will go onto here. You got the top of the head. You got the ponytails that'll pop out there. All very clever. Now, if you wanted to paint this, you could get this looking even better again. But even with this, you can see with just this particular color of plastic they've chosen, even when you look along these contours, it already looks like it's got shadow lines in it. That's amazing. Okay, so that's the hair. All right, this is the next part, which is also very amazing. So again, they've used a multi-layered injection. Okay, you see the face itself here. Now, usually when you get faces like this, it would have been printed. Problem with printing is the print can be easily removed. It scratches off, and after a while it looks ugly. But with all this molded, okay, so you've got the eyebrows, they're all molded into black, so you can see the black gate here. You've got the flesh colored gate, which is all on the front, and then you've got the brown. Now that's going to be pretty noticeable when you look at the back. You see how all the various layers are put together. And that's really clever. Okay, so you've already got the eyes. Eyes are probably the most difficult parts to paint on a figurine. Okay, so it's all really sharp. And then this particular part here, this is just the eyes. Okay, and what they've done here is they've made the eyes so that the pupils are actually very deep, so that no matter what angle you look at it, I don't know if you're going to notice here, in the flesh you'll be able to see, but as you move it, it allows the pupils to sort of follow you, because you can still see the pupil no matter what angle. So it gives the effect of what they call follow me eyes. And so again, they've used the multicolors here. You can see how crisp they are. That is quite amazing. Really deep blue eyes. Okay, so you got a really nice face, and then we'll get into this part. You got the main frame. Okay, a bit like a Gundam model, I guess, but this is the main part, which would take in all the outside skin components and acts as the base for additional strength. So everything basically hinges off this. Then on the other side here, you have this sort of a very dark blue. So it's got the headsets and other small details included on there. Okay, from here we've got the final part, and that's a super glossy red. And you'll notice that you see how, when you see here, you see how you've got all this sort of non-flat gating. Basically that means that they've used a multi-piece mold, so there's molds that would have gone in through here, in the sides, just so you can get that extra sharp detail on the inside of that particular part. Because if they didn't do that, it was only a two-piece mold, then you won't be able to get the voids that are in there. So again, this is quite technologically advanced, particularly here where they've done this arm. So from every angle, it's really smooth, and basically it means that they can keep the piece all in one piece without multiple pieces, meaning you're not going to get seams everywhere. And it's also going to be very, very smooth all the way around. Now that's a super high gloss. It's almost like it's been cleared. Okay, so to give you an idea, so you can see one leg here. Okay, you got the knee, and then you get up to the torso, up to here, so she'll probably be about this tall. So quite a big model. And then of course, as you can see in here, there's some stickers. So you get test stickers. A few of the, where do they go? Don't really know. We'll check the instructions in a second, we'll find out exactly. Okay, but as you can see there, quite an amazing figure kit. All right, let's see what we've got left in here. So, I've got this, which is a generic help guide. Just gives you an idea of how to use particular tools like side cutters, how to clean the parts, where to cut the parts. This is talking about how to remove the undergate. So that's handy, and it's quite universal for any of their kits. Also how to apply decals and the stickers. All right, from there we've got the main manual. Okay, now this manual is folded in a particular portrait mode. Okay, so here you've got some good detail, close-up pictures of the finished product. And then over here we've got the description of all the parts, so you know exactly where to find the parts as you go through the manual. And then you've got the basic instructions on this. Explains how you recognize a particular sprue, so that's how you find the A, and then that's how you find the number. So, and this is explaining how you do the undercut and how you clean it up. Okay, from there we'll start with the build. So here we've got that main skeletal frame. You've got all these components here. So you've got the chest front component, the side components going in together. Okay, so it ends up with this. And that's showing the butt. There's a butt there, so that's how the butt fits on. So you're still going to have gaps all the way around because it's going to be made up of these detailed parts here. And this is where the stickers go. Okay, so they're red, and you got yellow stickers that go into here that highlight. You'll be able to see right there. There's those yellow stickers just in between there with the red outlines. And they all press into place with those gaps in the bodywork. Over here you've got some of the red components going in. Along the back there's the straps as well for the plug suit. There's the main back section. So the test part here, you've got this grey which presses in, so it gets that test there, so you don't need to use a sticker. That's very nice, keeps it nice and clean. And then you got the straps going on the top on the shoulders. So from there we're going to be moving on to this part. Interesting that this is only monochrome. I guess you don't need to see the colours on this side because all the colour separation is already explained on the front. So you've got all the finer details going in the back. You've got the necklace part, okay, and in preparation to take the head. Okay, so there's the neck plug. All the legs have been put together here. So they're the parts that were on that red sprue. They're all pressed together. Legs are attached to the torso. So basically this is each leg here, pushed in. Let's start on the arms. So we've got the left arm being put together here. Got the multi-piece mold, and that's all being pressed together into the red. You've got the finer details going in. So this is part of the wrist with those 3 holes, the hands. And then we start on the head. Okay, so we've got the eye parts that we were looking at earlier, pressed into the face plate. You've got a backing plate, and then that goes into the main hair base. And then the hair components just go together. So you've got all the sides, the top, and then you've got the front fringe. And then you've got the head pieces. So they're like little antennas, they go on each side. I mistook those for ponytails before, but they're the head pieces there. And then the head goes on, it's just pressed into place. And then you do the right arm. So again, you've got your red parts and the orange parts pressed together. You've got the final plugs, so the green plugs going in there as well. Again, you've got this section here, which goes into the wrist. The hand goes on and then pressed into place. And then finally, here's where the pigtails go. They're in the side there. And once they're in, just press it down onto the base and it's complete. And you end up with a very nice figurine of Asuka Langley. So this is the Bandai Figure-rise Labo. Very large figure kit of Asuka Langley from Evangelion 2. Now, again, the very important parts, or the really special parts, are the multi-layered injected parts. These are quite a game changer, which has also been incorporated in these follow me eyes and the faceplate, which adds it all together. Now, I'm not too sure what sort of scale this is. At a look, it's probably close to 10th scale or 8th scale. Not sure if it actually says, but looking at the size of the head, I'll say that it's quite a decent size. I'm estimating stand like so tall. So there we go. Very nice kit indeed. Bandai really pushed their envelope of technology with this. So simply by looking at these parts, you can see how well they've engineered this particular figure, and hopefully there'll be more coming in the future.